Do not trouble yourself with it, Samantha. Leave this matter to me. All I want you to do is to stay away from Stefano and everyone else. She fell into a deep thought. What did Stefano take from the crime scene? Promise me, Samantha. Hindi siya makasagot. Stefano already got her by her neck. Hindi niya gustong mapahamak si Liam. Then again, did she not trust her husband? She could tell him and he would take care of Stefano. Pero may pasaway na bahagi sa nakapukaw ng interes niya sa tinutukoy ni Liam na nawala sa pinangyarihan ng krimen. If she could help him prove that Stefano took it, mapapakulong nila ang lalaki. But how would she figure out what that was? Sweetheart, I understand what you feel. But please trust me that I'm not going to let Stefano run away with his crime forever. I will make him pay, but I need you to stay with that from case. Please promise me. Tumango si Samantha. Hindi niya kaya manako. She wanted to help. Gayunpaman alam niya delikado pero susugal siya. Para kay Ate Nikki, para kay Liam, para sa nakaraang kailangang masirang para malaya sila na makarap ng kinabukasan. But did she really miss remembering something that was vital to the case? What could that be? My fear has already happened. What will I do, Danny? Dinala na matandang katiwala ang kape sa bibig nito. Sumimsim bago siya tinignan. Naalala ba niya si Stefano? Pangumpirma ni Uncle Danny. Tumango si Liam. Halos alauna na madaling araw na pwersa na ang matanda na magkape para di makatulog dahil hilig ni Liam ang presensya nito. Malalim ang tulog ni Samantha pero siya'y nanatiling dilat ang mga mata pagkatapos mag-usap. Ni hindi niya nagawang pumikit sa takot na sa pagtulog niya mangyaring iba bang kinatatakutan. In fact, thinking about it, since losing her it had been Liam's fear to lose another loved one. Maybe it was the reason why he stayed single for a long time. And even he had already married Samantha, he tried his best not to get her too involved in his life. But then he fell hard for her eventually, and the very moment he allowed her in his life, when he introduced her publicly, he practically let his enemies know his weakness. Samantha, his wife, was a kryptonite. Touch her and you would have the mighty Liam de Jos begging at your feet for Samantha's safety. We were right all along. She witnessed what happened. At kaya wala siyang sinabi ng matagal na panahon dahil hindi niya na ulit nakita sa Stefano. But when she saw him again, it had become a different story. Na magsisigaw siya noon sa ospital, tumanggi siyang sabihan ng dahilan. I felt it had something to do with her encounter with him, but I still hoped I was wrong. Bumalik sa isipan ni Liam ng gabing muling nakita ang asawa si Stefano. That night, he desperately tried to protect her from him, hoping she was just surprised that a random man would mistake her for her older sister. It turned out she saw her family's killer again after a very long time. He could witness Mr. de Jos? No! I want Samantha out of the case as much as possible. Pardon me, Mr. de Jos? Pero paano mo siya ilalayo sa kaso? For all we know, she has been waiting for this chance to do something to make the person responsible for her family's death pay. He knew the old man had a point. Pero pag hinayaan niya sa Samantha at wala silang ibang ebidensya na magdidiin kay Stefano, masasaktan to. After all, the man claimed and there was evidence that he was out of the country at the time of the crime. Stefano was the prime suspect, but they could not prove it. First of all, his passport had a stamp leaving the country one day prior to the crime and only returned 5 days later. Secondly, the murder weapons, which were all sharp objects, were not found. Thirdly, there was not a single fingerprint collected. Fourth, there was no witness as the Estrada's household, which was located in a then newly developed subdivision, had no neighbors yet. Although a black van was seen in the area having passed the security check by the gate, the name in the log sheet and in the license presented was a non-existent person. For registration din ang plaka at walang vital info na nakuhanan ng CCTV. Most of all, no DNA was collected even though it was apparent that Nikki was raped. The assailant probably wore a condom and took the evidence away. Nikki's hands were tied, kaya wala ring makuhang DNA sa mga kuko nito kung nakakalmot sana ito. It was a clean, perfect crime. Had Samantha not witnessed it and survived? But no matter how vital Samantha's testimony might be, Liam won't risk her safety for long due justice. At yon ay ang kusang paglabas sa Stefano sa nawawalang importanteng bagay sa crime scene Nikki's $1 million ring that was a gift from Liam's grandfather. There had got to be another way. Hindi niya alam kung bakit hindi nag-aalala ni Samantha iyon. But Nikki never took that off since having it for over a year. It was not an heirloom. It was a gift to assure that Estradas that the Diyos would take care of them. And it was taken by Stefano. Sigurado siya doon. 17 years later, it remained unfound. Well, siguro dahil di pa sapat ng pagkikipit sa pinsan. Di niya kasi po pwedeng biglain kahit gustong-gusto niya itong pigain. Wala siyang ebidensya kaya kung ano man ang maging reaksyon niya sa laban nito, kamumuhian siya lalo ng buong pamilya. So he had no choice but to develop patience over the years. Kailangan niya mag-ingat, kumilos na hindi nahahalata ng pamilya. And by now, Stefano was barely hanging on. Alam ni Liam malapit na wala nang matitira dito kundi ang singsing. Sooner or later ilalabas ito yon. At nakaabang siya sa magiging pinakamalit itong pagkakamali. He would know if the ring would make it to another's hand. Buong pamilya niyang nawala, Mr. De Jos. You have to understand her, or if you would stand by your decision, ipaliwanag mo sa kanya bakit di mo siya gustong madamay. Iparamdam mo na pwede kanyang pagkatiwalaan, or else she would think that you are protecting your cousin. Heaven knows I want nothing but Stefano's blood in my hands, Danny. Mariing sabi ni Liam. Make Mrs. De Jos understand. He certainly would. Tomorrow he will talk to her again and perhaps remind her of the ring. Baka sakaling mapakalma niya ito and convince her to trust in him. By the way, Mr. De Jos, your wife went to the hospital. Hindi ko alam kung bakit. As much as I wanted to know on your behalf, I decided to respect your privacy. You might want to ask her why. Napatingin si Liam sa matanda. Are you sure it was her? Wala siyang napansin sa asawa but a matter like that was serious. Pinasundan ko siya. Which hospital is it? The old man gave him the name of the hospital at doon din mismo. Inutos si Liam ang pag-alam sa naging dahilan ng pagbisita nito sa ospital. While he wait, ang magagawa niya ay umasa na walang masamang balitang matatanggap. Pabalik na siya ng silid nila ni Samantha na mag-ring ang phone niya. Thinking it was about his wife, umatras siya at sa pasilyo sinagot ang tawag. 2 minutes later, humahagibis na umalis siya sakay ng kotse. Abot-abot ang kaba. His grandmother collapsed and was rushed to the hospital. How dare you, Liam? Napatayo si Samantha nang samparin ni Anita De Jos ang asawa niya. Galit na galit ang mata nitong halatang galing sa matinding pag-iyak. Hindi na tinig si Liam na kalmado lang tinanggap ang sampal ng tiyahin. Masaya ka na ba? Sumbat ni Atina. Walang kasalanan ng anak ko sa'yo. I didn't do anything, tita. Samantha knew. He was just holding his anger. Pinapatay mo si Clint dahil sa walang basihan mong akusasyon na akong utak sa pagpatay kay mama. Wala kang puso. Sabi ni Stefano na magpakawala ng suntok ngunit nakaiwas si Liam. Ang huling naalala niya nakatulog siya sa mga bisig nito. Tapos nagising siya na sumunod na araw wala na sa tabi niyang asawa at mula nun sunod-sunod na ang masasamang balita. Lola Cordelia died of poisoning. The mastermind according to the maid who carried out the plan was Stefano and siblings. Ang dahilan para pigilan ng matandang baguhin ang sinasa ng last will and testament nito pabor kay Liam. He was devastated and has since ordered the arrest of his aunts and uncles. Pero dahil di tinatanggap ang salaysay ng maid na may galit din naman daw talaga kay Lola Cordelia, nalatiling haka lang ang paging utak sa krimen ng mga ito. But she knew Liam, hindi ito titigil hanggat di nabibigyan ng hustisya ang pagkamatay ng mahal nitong abuela. Ngayon, sa huling sandali ng burol ng matanda, sumugod sina Anita at Stefan para magbintangan si Liam na pagpatay kay Clint. Kung may ginagantihan ako, hindi si Clint dito. Umalis na kayo dito kung hindi kayo nagpunta para makiramay at magluksa sa pagkawala ng inyong ina. Hayop ka, Liam! Iyak ni Anita. The two were separated because of Karen. Tignan natin kung hanggang saan ang yabang mo, Liam. Banta ni Stefan na bahagyang tinapunan ng tingin ng labi ni Lola Cordelia. Ayaw mo magpahawak, walang nagawa si Anita na akayin nito ni Stefan palabas. Pero naod silang makalis ng mga tao bago lumapit sa kanila si Uncle Danny. Nakuha lang sa tingin si Liam para lumapit. Find out what happened to Clint. Yes, Mr. De Jos. Agad umalis si Uncle Danny. Nang maiwan silang dalawa, niyakap ni Samantha ang asawa mula sa likuran nito. Alam niya mabigat ang loob nito at di makatulog ang nangyari sa pinsan nito. Samantha knew that he was innocent. Hindi ito magpapatay bilang paghihigante. It's okay, Samantha. I don't believe them, Liam. Hindi naman siya nito tinatanong. But somehow she felt that she needed to assure them that she would only believe him. If he said he did not know anything, then she was innocent in his eyes. You go and get some rest. You're the one who needs rest. Wika ni Samantha. I am fine, sweetheart. Don't worry about me. I just need to make sure someone will pay for Lola's death. She smiled worriedly. But don't act rashly, okay? Will you take some rest now? I don't want you to get sick, Samantha. Muli siyang yumakap sa asawa bago sinunod ang nais nito. Umuwi siya ng bahay nila dahil sa totoo lang ramdam niya na ang pagod. Sa huling 5 araw halos wala siyang tulog at pahinga. Ganon din si Liam sa kabi-kabilang pag-iintindi sa investigasyon at kung ano-ano pa. He was taking care of everything dahil di naman lang nagpakita ng paglulok sa mga anak ni Lola Cordelia. Hindi raw matanggap ng mga ito na sila ang pinagbibintangang may pakana at nirarason pang natatakot sila kay Liam na hindi raw ang nagpapakita. For Samantha, it was absurd that they would ignore the last moments that they could still physically see their mother. Mas pinatunayan ng mga to na tama si Liam. Sa tingin niya may kinalaman ng mga to, but she would let Liam handle the case. Kailangan niyang alagaan ang sarili niya dahil sa buhay sa sinapupunan niya. She hasn't told her husband yet. Bibigyan ito ng oras para makapagluksa sa pagpanaw ni Lola Cordelia. Samantha stiffed a sob at the thought of the kind woman. Hindi niya ito nakasama ng matagal but she was very good to her. And now ganon-ganon na lang. Wala na ito. How are you? Sinilubong siya ni Mommy Mabel ng lumawas para makadamay. Pero saglit lang to nagpunta para tingnan ang mga labi ni Lola Cordelia. At sa bahay na nila na malagi para umasiste sa kanila ni Liam. Hindi kasi gusto ng anak nito na matagal ito roon dahil umiiwas ito sa gulo. I'm fine, Mom. Nahahapon ang manggumante. Siya nang yakap sa ginang. But Liam is tired and he refused to take a rest. Ang batang yon, will he really be okay, Mom? Liam is really stubborn. Let's hope that he will get through this. Halika, may inihanda akong pagkain. Pinakailaman kong kusina kahit saway na saway si Minerva. Nakangiting sabi nito, tinignan ng Samantha papunta ng dining room. Nagpahila siya. Sa totoo lang, marami siyang iniisip. Kasama ang banta ni Stefano at ang baby sa sinapupunan niya. Pero kapag nagpatalo siya sa alalahanin niya, hindi niya madadamay ng tama si Liam. Kailangan siya ng asawa ngayon. Kailangan niya maging malakas para hindi makadagdag sa mga iniisip nito. I packed some for Liam. Halos kaalis lang ni Minerva para dalhin ng pagkain. Ngumiti ito habang pinaghahain siya. Thanks for being here, Mom. She sincerely told Mabel. Ikaw ang higit na kailangan ni Liam, Samantha. So don't get sick, okay? Eto, kumain ka. You should take good care of yourself. She hoped she could brush all her worries aside, but the fear would not go away. Kahit pa paano napapanatag si Samantha na binigyan siya ni Liam ng bodyguards. Di dahil alam nito ang naging pag-uusap na ni Stefano, kundi dahil sa nangyari sa lola nito. But for whatever reason it might be, nangako si Samantha na hindi siya mapaglalaro ni Stefano. She will fight him for Liam and their baby. Just the other day, it was Clint who was found lifeless in his condo unit. Less than 48 hours later, Stefano was shot dead on his way to work. But at the loss of his father and brother, Stefano was missing in action. Sabi ni Anita na sa ibang bansa ang pangalan nitong anak, and with the family's loss, si Liam ang tinuturing na sila rin. I didn't do it. Hindi ko babahinan ng dugo ang kamay ko. Sabi ni Liam, was not a bit worried. Walang ebidensya ang mga ito maliban sa motibo o mano. Ang inaalala ni Samantha baka masundan pa ang mga nangyari. Hanggat di siya nakakasigurong wala nga sa bansa si Stefano, hindi siya makakampante. I believe you, Mr. De Jos. Besides, walang dahilan para gumante. Has anyone seen Stefano yet? Umiling si Danny. No one, Mr. De Jos. Nahulog siya sa malalim ang pag-iisip. Where's Stefano? By the way, that report about why Samantha's visited the hospital, nasa na? Masyado siyang naabala ng mga nakalipas na araw. Nawaglit sa isipang tingnan ang report na inibot sa kanya. He couldn't even remember where he put the envelope. Now that he had time, gusto niyang malaman bakit bumisita sa ospital ng asawa niya. Napansin kasi niya matamlay din to eh. Nagigilty siya but he had to withhold some things from her for her safety. Hahanapin ko, Mr. De Jos. Verify Stefano's whereabout at all costs, Danny, and make sure walang masusunod na mapapahamak. Liam believes the maid's testimony. Inutusan daw to ng magkakapatid kapalit na malaking halaga at pagpapagamot sa ina nitong may malubhang karamdaman. Kailan itong ako'y ng krimen at manahimik? Total daw may lihim tong galit kay Lola Cordelia kaya establish ng motibo na hindi na imbestigahan pa kung may iba pa bang kinalaman. But as soon as Lola Cordelia ate the poisoned food that would kill her shortly after, inofera nito ang katulong ng bakasyon at tulong para sa pangailangan nito. Noon na konsensyang katulong at umiiyak na umamin. Ang motibo sa krimen, ang last will and testament ng matanda. She had announced na babaguhin itong nilalamanon and even tore the existing will to favor Liam. The children thought that if their mother would die before she writes another one, mapapigilan nila ang paglipat ng majority ng mana sa kanya. The estate would then be divided equally amongst them, thus preventing the allocation of the free portion that the old woman intended to give Liam. They just thought that the plan was perfect and so they went ahead and killed their own mother. What they did not know was, they gave a valid reason for her disinheritance. Did you suspect it's him behind all this? He would benefit from the loss of his father and brother, Danny. Tumango-tango si Danny at nagpaalam na aasikasuhin ng mga iniutos niya. He doesn't only suspect Stefano, he was convinced it was him behind the killings of Stefan and Clint. Perhaps even the mastermind behind Lola Cordella's demise. Pero bakit hindi niya ito mahanap? Ayon sa immigration, lumabas to ng bansa 2 araw bago ang pagpatay kay Lola Cordelia. Gaya nang mawala si Nikki. Records confirmed him was also out of the country, and the sole loophole of that plan was Samantha because she saw everything. Maingat na nagtago si Samantha na lumabas si Uncle Danny. She had been eavesdropping on their conversation. Stefano, her husband suspects it was him. Narinig din niya na wala pa sa bansa ang lalaki but she talked to him, right? She met him in the hospital. She was threatened by him. Parang wala pala ito sa bansa isang araw bago pa siya ito nakita. Hindi maaaring magkamali si Samantha. In fact, may kasama siya nakakita kay Stefano, si Meredith, the woman who for some reason was nowhere as hell. Hindi ito nagpakita sa buro ni Lola Cordella, which Samantha found weird. Sigurado siyang nakarating dito ang balita as it was in the news. And for someone na malapit sa matanda, imposible na ignorahin ni Meredith ang pagkawala nito. Unless, did something happen to her? Hindi kaya lumala ang sakit ito kaya hindi ito nakapunta. Huwag naman sana. Bulong ni Samantha sa sariling lumabas mula sa pinagtataguan para puntahan ang asawa niya. About the report that he was missing, hawak niya iyon. Nakita kasi niya sa mga gamit nito. Samantha figured it was not easy to hide things from Liam. Pero sana maintindihan siya nito kung bakit ayaw niyang malaman ito na magkakaroon sila ng anak. It was not because she did not want him to know. It was not just the right time. Liam? She gently called him. Napalingon ng asawa niya sa direksyon niya at nakita kung paano napalitan ng ngiti ang seryosong mukha kanina. Sweetheart, it's late. Why are you still up? You're not beside me. How am I supposed to sleep? She pouted. I'm sorry. Inabot siya ni Liam at masuyong niyakap. I just got so busy this past several days. Okay lang, naiintindihan ko. Ani ang tiningala ito. She smiled at him. But can you take a break tonight? I want to sleep with you. Kung ano man ang naging dating na sinabi niya kaya kumista pa mga mata ni Liam, yun na yun. She genuinely just wanted to be beside him tonight. I think I have time tonight. Yumuko ito at sinakap ang mga labi niya. They haven't been intimate the past several days, kaya halata sa halik ni Liam ang pananabik. She missed him too, so much. Bago lumalim ang halik, maingat siya nitong pinangko para dalhin sa silid nila na nasa kabilang dulo ng pasilyo. Nakakasalubong pa nila ang ina ng asawa niya na mabilis din namang umalis sa daraanan nila. Hiyang-hiya si Samantha, but knowing Mommy Mabel, mas malamang excited pa nga ito. Nabanggit din sa kanya noong isang araw ang pananabik nito sa apo. She had wanted to tell her that she was pregnant, pero pinigilan niyang sarili na dahil si Liam ang gusto niyang una makaalam. Pero ang totoo, alam na ni na Meredith at Stefano tungkol sa baby sa sinapupunan niya, at ginawa na nga pamba-blackmail sa kanya ng huli ang tungkol doon. But Samantha decided na hindi siya magpapatakot kay Stefano. May plano na siya, kaya hindi niya na po pwede pang ipaalam kay Liam ang tungkol sa pagbubuntis niya. Or else he would become overprotective of her at hindi na siya makakakilos. I'm sorry anak, ani niya sa isip. But this is for your daddy. I miss you, sweetheart. Liam whispered as she felt a soft bed under her. At dito na po nagtatapos ang kabanata ng ating kwento. Sana'y muli niyo po akong samahan sa mga susunod pang kabanata. Maraming salamat po. Ingat po tayong lahat.